What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dave. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. I do new videos all the time on Etsy, e-commerce, and personal success. Also, consider joining my email list where I send out actionable Etsy and e-commerce tips. You can also get discounts and price breaks on my Etsy courses. So, with that being said, a lot of the FAQ questions today are based around SEO. So, stick around to the end of the video. You'll learn a lot. So let's get started. Regina says, what about a store in Germany where the store is set on German language? Neither eRank or Marmalade have data on German keywords. That's a really good question. So what you're going to want to do is just search in English, and you would have to put your keywords in English, then have your Etsy shop on auto translate. There's a setting in the settings where you can have Etsy auto translate it so it can reach other markets. And I would recommend putting it in English anyway, because the majority of the market is in the US, so English speaking. So if you want to reach a bigger crowd, put your Etsy shop in English either way. Then with auto translate, it will reach German speaking countries, obviously Germany. It will reach Germany, and it'll reach other countries that don't speak English as their native language. It's a pretty good question. All right, so next question. Let's see here. Great information. This is from Roberto. Great information that you just gave us. My question is, I have a site that I just started about 2 months ago, and a couple days ago, I redid all my description and title and tags. So will I be ranked lower? You mentioned to duplicate each listing and add new SEO tags. So does that mean I will have multiple sites of the same site? So yes, you will be ranked over whenever you redo your title and your tags. You're going to be re-ranked completely. And if the listing hasn't been doing well previously, it probably isn't, since you're redoing all the title and tags anyway. So if it hasn't been doing well previously, do not try to redo it, because Etsy has already ranked it, has already cast its judgment upon it. Etsy has already looked at it and gone, okay, this sucks, and you're going to be on like the 10th page. So by redoing those, you already have that kind of against you, along with your new title and tags. Don't get me wrong, it is possible to get higher in ranking when you redo title and tags. If I personally ever redo anything in an existing listing that is doing good or okay, I will do what I call a soft revision, where it's just I change like the last 2 or 3 tags tops, and I won't change anything in the title. That way, if there's some tags in the last couple slots for tags that aren't bringing me any traffic, when I check in the statistics, if nothing is from those tags, if those keywords are not showing up in your statistics, then you can change those. So like the last 2 or 3 tags, you can do what I call a soft revision. But other than that, when you do everything over, you might as well say goodbye to those listings. And that is exactly why I recommend, instead of redoing a listing, you want to create a duplicate of that listing and redo the SEO completely on that new listing, because the new listing gets a much better chance in the first, in the first period of its life than an old listing that already got, judged by Etsy's algorithm. So that's a good question. And it's a very common thing. A lot of people always redo everything in their listings or in their entire shop, and then they come to me and ask, why did my shop take a dive? And this is exactly why. So the next question. So what is a decent ROI, so I can have an idea of how I am doing on Etsy? So ROI, if anybody isn't familiar with the term, return on investment. And this varies for every single shop, for every single listing, and for every single type of product, honestly. This answer should be educational for everybody, I believe, because with the way Etsy ads is right now, where it's kind of just like up in the air, we don't know if they're going to change it or improve it in the future. We don't know if it's going to continue to be, pretty mediocre to bad. What I would be going for is any ROI that is positive. It's a good ROI is as many times as you can duplicate your money as possible. So like 100x would be insane, right? But most of the time people are seeing on Etsy, just 2, 3, and 4x on their money. So if it's a product that, let's say, is a very underserved niche and everybody on Etsy is looking for it, but there's not much of it or whatever it may be, then you're going to have a higher ROI and you're going to be really happy. But if you compare that ROI to a seller that is in a very saturated niche, then their ROI is going to be much lower. So this isn't a blanket answer for every single seller. What is a decent ROI? On Etsy, as long as you're making more than your money back, as long as you are profiting in the green, then that is a decent ROI, because the way things are with Etsy ads right now is, if you can make it work, then congratulations. In the past, with promoted listings and stuff like that, I would always try to shoot for a 3x ROI or, 3 to 10x ROI. I've worked with sellers and myself have gotten up to 10x ROI on certain products just because of the keyword choices, because of the product choice, etc. But like I said, it's going to be different for every single shop, for every single listing, and for every single product. So Rada 0215 Spring 08, I hope that answered your question, because it can really, really vary. Thank you. Next question. Let's see here. Hey, I just discovered your channel, and I hope you guys can see all this text. I try to zoom in as much as I can. Hey, I just discovered your channel, and all I can say is thank you for your advices. I have one question though. Does the note on Marmalade matters? For example, my listing are rated with B on Marmalade. Yes, it matters, and no, it doesn't matter. You should learn why Marmalade grades you. If it's giving you a D, then you should definitely look at why it is giving you that D and improve that, and then remember that in the future and learn those concepts. You want to have a long description. You want to have positive sentiment in your description. You want to have a 4th grade reading level so anybody can just scan right through it, etc. But then after you learn those concepts and you're doing it every single listing, I want you guys to stop looking at your listing grades, because I've worked with a lot of sellers that obsess over it. But when you really should be focusing on the search and your keywords, etc. I have a lot of videos on my channel about how to use Marmalade and how I use Marmalade for keyword research, etc. So please go ahead and search through my channel if you want. And also you can use my affiliate link in the description to get Marmalade and help support the channel. You don't pay a penny more, and I get a tiny, tiny little commission. So thank you very much. So no, the Marmalade grades don't matter as long as you know what you're doing and you know that why they're grading you that way. Learn those concepts and then move on and just focus on your keyword research, because you can have an A on Marmalade and have it be on the 10th page because of your shop's history or that listing's history, etc., or whatever it may be. You can still have a high grade. That does not guarantee your sales. But what does guarantee your sales is proper SEO research, good thumbnail, etc. Okay, beautiful question. So it's all good looking for more popular tags, but Etsy seems to really love long tail phrases at the time of writing. How do you balance long tail phrases, which aren't normally so popular, with searches that are more popular but aren't long tail? So all you need to do to get, when you put 3 or 4 words into Marmalade, it just goes down. Nobody's really searching that. So the solution to this problem is to think in terms of adjectives and nouns, okay? So normally, your green keywords in Marmalade are going to be just 2 words, one being an adjective, one being a noun. So all you need to do is put another adjective or up to 2 to 3 adjectives in front of that initial two-word phrase, right? Let's say you have a green 2-word phrase. Then you know of 3 or 4 other green 2-word phrases that are also adjective and noun. You just take the nouns off of those others and put the adjectives there in the title. Then in the tags, you put the noun in there with those adjectives, so you're not wasting space in the tags, right? So if you're handmade soap, right? I always use this one, handmade soap. So if you were to put another adjective in front of that, it would be natural handmade soap. Then in the tags, it would look like this: natural soap, handmade soap. That way you're not wasting space in the tags and you're getting the most bang for your buck, and you're not wasting space in the title. So you're utilizing space in both spots, but also getting a long tail phrase. I hope that answer helps you guys, because that's a very, very common question that happens with Etsy sellers is how do we get these long tail phrases going, and also research them in Marmalade or eRank or whatever software you're using. Very good question. And also, if anybody watching this right now is needing coaching, I have links in my description where you can book a call with me. We go over your Etsy shop. I answer all of your questions and I give you actionable homework to move forward. So let's go to the next question. Hi, Dave, and others with advice. I've watched several of your videos and have learned a lot about Etsy and SEO since joining Etsy 4 months ago. Thank you for watching my channel. eRank identifies the most popular tags as red, with competition at 5,100 plus. Less used tags are yellow, and best least traffic tags are green, 20,000 or fewer. Do you recommend we try getting most of our product tags in the green zone? How useful is a green tag with a score less than 1,000 for eRank competition? With only 4 to 6 visitors a day to my shop, I'm not getting enough shop traffic. So with whether you're using eRank or Marmalade, both of those softwares compare competition. And the thing is where there's competition, there's money. So don't be afraid of these competitive keywords. These metrics are very important to know, but it doesn't mean run away. So on Marmalade, when it gives you the red, or eRank when it gives you the red for competition, do not run away. There's a lot of competition in real estate, period, in any country, but that's where millionaires are made. That's where billionaires are made, right? So you just need to choose the right keywords, of course, and not be afraid if there's a lot of competition. But you need to have a varied strategy. So yes, you need to have a few listings that you're just totally scoping in on keywords that have like virtually no competition. But at the same time, if there's not a lot of searches and not a lot of competition on those listings, you're going to see that 4 to 6 visitor a day or low visitors type traffic. So you need to mix in listings that have, high competition, because that's where a lot of people are selling, because that's where a lot of people are buying. So as you sell in those more competitive keyword areas of Etsy, you'll gain traction and you'll get more visibility and you'll make more sales. So it doesn't mean run away. Your strategy should not be one or the other for competitive or non-competitive. Your strategy should be both, because each listing, I always say, each listing is like a net, okay? And Etsy is like a river of money. With each listing you have, you're putting your net in there. And if you can catch some gold, or you're mining for gold, or catch whatever you're trying to catch, money. The more listings you have with varied SEO, the better chances of getting visitors, getting views, and getting sales. So I hope that answers your question. I think I went through all of these. Yeah, beautiful. So that's it for today, guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Please subscribe, and also check out the links in the description for coaching, courses, as well as my emails. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful day.